The two major components for growing your law firm are reach and influence. Hi, I'm Ryan Gray from Law Firm Marketing Hub, and this is what reach and influence are. So first, let's look at reach. Reach is, do more people know about me today than they did yesterday, than they did last week, than they did last month? Because if they do, then your business will grow. If there's less or just staying the same, then your business won't grow. It will just sustain. So reach is a really important metric for measuring how much potential you actually have to be able to grow. Now, you can measure that in a little bit. You can measure that as a lot of reach in terms of the increase. And obviously, the more, the better. So we want to ask ourselves, how many people today are coming in, watching my ads, seeing my videos, reading my content, engaging in my content ecosystem today than there were yesterday? How many new people know about me today than they did yesterday? Because that there is the number one thing that's going to grow any law firm. If you have an increasing number of people coming into your universe, then you have the chance to influence them. So what's influence? Influence is, can I get people to do stuff? In fact, can I get them to do the stuff that I want? Can you affect change for that person? Can you change their ideology? Can you change their behavior? Can you change the way they think about something? Can you give them a new idea? Can you move them forward? That's what influence is. If you can get people to do stuff, and in particular the stuff that you want to do, then you're going to be miles ahead than if you have a lot of reach, sure, but they're not at all interested, they don't care, they aren't paying attention. Because if you can change their outlook, if you can change how much they trust you, you're going to be able to make a lot more money. So let's look at how. Now, are we posting our blogs? Are we posting videos? Are we putting out ideas into the marketplace? Now, these don't necessarily have to be massively original ideas, but they do have to be good enough that people can share them. Now, the good thing is in law, probably much like accounting, is that it's widely misunderstood. And because it's misunderstood, it means that you don't have to go to great lengths to create a lot of new content. You can just be educational, just by explaining key things about the law and how it works, keeping people up to date. You're actually ahead of the game already because people are starting to buy into your personality as you explain some of these basic things that people just don't know about because they're simply not experts in the law or across how fast it changes. But the benchmark is it good enough to be shared? Because if it's good enough to be shared, it's useful. If it's useful, then people will share it. So you want to be engaging with people in an area or with ideas that they can actually utilize, that they can put into practice, that can help move them forward so that they can reach their goal a bit faster. Now, you don't have to let the cat out of the bag on this. You can give them micro steps to take before they necessarily need your service, for example. So, for example, in family law, it might be that they could have a conversation with their partner, and if they can agree on certain things, then that makes your job a lot easier. Now, obviously, if they can't, then they need the full extent of your services, but there's going to be a percentage of people who are able to agree and can actually get to a certain point. That makes your job easier, faster, you can process them quicker, you can make more money, and you're ahead of the game because you've given them some useful information and they're able to take that information, use it, and come closer to you as a client, come closer to you as a trusted expert. Now, the key to increasing your reach and influence is probably not what you're thinking. The secret is this: it's volume. Now, if you're putting out content in volume, some of that is going to land. Now, everyone great online had two things. One, a rocky start, usually, and two, they did content in volume. Now, I'm part of a couple of masterminds, and it's interesting just to have a chat because I was saying to someone, oh, look, I'm going to put out a piece of content, a single video each week. And they were like, oh, great. Yeah, well done. And then I actually stepped it up and I said, look, I'm actually going to put out a piece of content every single day. And they were like, wow, it's crazy. You know, that's going to be so much effort. It's going to take up your entire time. Now, what's interesting is that doing, say, 3 or 4 videos is only a little bit more effort than just doing one. And what I found is, as long as I've done a tiny bit of prep, I can actually do multiple videos, which is why you see me in the same shirt often across multiple videos in a single session. Because where one video might take, say, an hour to film, because I've got to do the prep and I've got to set up the kit and that kind of thing, I've got to film it and then transfer it onto my computer and then send it off to my team. Doing 2 or 3 or 4 of those in a single sitting, it probably only takes about half an hour more. So instead of being 1 hour, it's only about 90 minutes, and I've 4 times my productivity in a single session. And so if I do 2 of those a week, then I can be putting out from 6 to 8 videos a week in just 2 recording sessions, which is a huge leverage on my time. And that's how the great people in the industry do it. They leverage their time, they increase the volume, because the more volume you put out, the higher the chance that something will connect with your target audience. And then you'll be able to see, oh, great, well, that particular topic worked really well. Let's do more of that. And so you can start to follow the path and give your target market what they actually want to hear. Give your clients what they want to hear before coming to you so that they're already sold on you and your services and they turn up in a really great buying condition. So that's a few keys to increase your reach and influence that will directly go to building your law firm quickly.